Hi all, in today's session we'll focus on a core concept in any programming language, that is recursion. After going through this video, you will be familiarized with the term recursion and you will see a working code to explain the process of recursion. Let's start by taking a simple trending example where you find a person who has contracted a given contagious infection which is non-fatal and fixes itself quickly, so let's categorize them as type A. Now for 1 in 5 people, we'll call these as type B, who became permanently infected with it and shows no symptoms and merely acts as a spreader. This creates quite annoying waves of havoc whenever type B infects a multitude of type A. Now your task is to track down all the type Bs and immunize them to stop the backbone of the disease. Sounds familiar, right? So let's try to solve it. So if you say there was a birthday party arranged by type A person for a group of friends including type B persons, there are high chances of members getting affected by both type A and type B, right? Unfortunately though, you cannot administer this same medication to all because the people who are type A are also allergic to the medication that works for type B. The way you would do this would be through social discovery. Given an infected person type A, choose all their contacts in the last week, marking each contact on a heap. When you test a person is infected, add them to the follow-up queue, and when a person is of type B, add them to the follow-up at the head because you want to stop this as fast as possible. Now after processing a given person, select the person from the front of the queue and apply immunization if needed. Get all their contacts previously unvisited and then test to see if they are infected or not. So repeat until the queue of the infected people becomes 0 and then wait for another outbreak. This is a bit iterative, but it's an iterative way of solving a recursive problem. Another real-world example of recursion would be of Sudoku, a very simple yet not so simple game. If you want to solve that game, the simplest approach would be to just find all the possible combinations of numbers and then try to validate which combination is the correct and the optimized one. Finding all the combinations is relatively trivial as well if we have a good understanding of recursion. Also note, one of the hard things about recursion is that it tends to be a very opaque topic. Not only is it hard to understand what the code itself is doing, but it's hard to even understand how the code executes. Okay, so just to make you familiar with the word recursion, I would suggest you to search for the word recursion on Google. And you will be amazed to see the response. Let me quickly show you. So what it displays is recursion occurs when a thing is defined in terms of itself or of its type. Or if I have to say in technical terms, recursion is referred to a programming style where a method invokes itself repeatedly until a certain predefined condition is met. Such method calls are also called recursive methods. Here you can see the syntax of the recursive methods. A recursion-based method must have two basic components to solve a problem correctly. The first one is recursive method call and the second one is the precondition which breaks the recursion. And if the base case is not reached or not defined, then the stack overflow problem might arise. Now let us see a recursion through a working code. To quickly recall, one of the concepts that we have already done is Fibonacci series, which is nothing but a sequence of numbers where each number is defined as the sum of two numbers preceding it. So here I have a Java class created with the name of Fibonacci series, and now I'll create one integer method named Fibonacci which will accept one parameter. So if you see in the if block, we are checking for the number to be less than or equal to 1, then return the number as it is. And here the function makes a recursive call to itself. Fibonacci is calling itself. So for example, if we have to take one example, let us see the example through the code. So in the main method, so I'm printing the Fibonacci series here till the value 5. Now let us run this program and see the output. So the output says 1, 1, 2, 3 and 5. So the initial value is less than 1, 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. 2 plus 3 is 5. And 3 plus 5 is 8 and so on. But we have asked to print the values till 5. So we got the Fibonacci series till 5. So now let's have a quick jam question. The two core concepts of Java iteration and recursion sound familiar, but are they similar in functionality too? So give it a thought and try answering it. Okay, so let me make it clear here. Both recursive and iterative programs have the same problem solving powers. That is, every recursive program can be written iteratively and vice versa is also true. The only difference is a recursive program has greater space requirements than iterative program, as all the functions will remain in the stack until the base case is reached. It also has greater time requirements because of function calls and returns overhead, and some problems are inherently recursive like tree traversals, Tower of Hanoi, etc. Let's have a quick recall of what we have covered in this video. We tried understanding the concept of recursion through real-world examples, also understood the syntax and implementation of a common Fibonacci series problem through recursion. Well, that's it for this video. Thank you.